There's got to be a universal law. Somebody has got to have named that law. Anyway. All right. Well, let's do this, man.
All right. Well, I'm trying something new. I'm going to try to record my screen while I talk to you. Are you able to see me on your screen by chance, or are you in by phone only?
I'm in by phone only. I'm only doing audio. So I'm sure you look great. Did you comb your hair?
I did.
I put on pants.
Hey, you got pants on.
See it, but I did put on pants for this.
Fantastic.
I'm ready.
All right, man. Let me see what we got here. Make sure everything's going well.
Okay.
So it's got you on the screen. All right. So let me do like a 10 seconds of silence here, get myself ready, and we'll start the prep for the intro, and we'll be off and on with it.
White noise, go.
Buongiorno, everyone. Michael Blackwell here, the host of the Now or Over Never podcast. This is episode 1 with a very special guest, Gerard McLean, the chronicler of life through all forms of media. He is the CEO of River Shark Inc. He is aware of many top hats, at least from Jay Peterman that I know of, and a dog lover, and one of my favorite people to go food tasting with around at different random restaurants. Gerard McLean, everybody. Gerard, how are you?
Oh, hey, that's my cue to talk. I'm here. Thank you. I'm a live human being. My name is Gerard McLean, and I do from time to time wear a top hat. I wear a hard hat at times, so depending on my mood. Or whether or not I want to comb my hair.
What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
Oh, God. You know what? I had an oatmeal cookie with raisins. Is that bad?
Did you at least have something to drink with it?
I was contemplating milk, but that was just a bridge too far. I figured it's basically it's breakfast food, right? It's oatmeal, it's raisins, it's a little brown sugar. You mix it up. It just happens to be a cookie.
Hey man, cookies are breakfast. Breakfast is every meal. I'm with both.
Yeah. I'm here for the cake for breakfast too. So maybe tomorrow.
I saw you did that fish. What was it? That fish review of that restaurant.
Oh yeah, the Fish and More up in Clayton. On 49, and I think it's Union. You know what? I've lived here in Englewood for 28 years, and I keep confusing Union and National and Main and 40 and 49 and 48. It seems like every street here has 14 different names. So just you know what? Go out to 49 where Clayton is, where the dairy store. What do they call it? Where you get ice cream. Thank you. Go to that store, and it's right behind there. They opened up, I believe, a month ago. They had a grand opening, and great stuff. Great barbecue, great fish, mac and cheese. What else they have? Oh, a banana pudding. But the owner, she's the only one who makes a banana pudding, and the bananas have to be the perfect ripeness. She won't make the banana pudding unless the bananas are the perfect ripeness. She makes a batch. You get there early, you get some. If you're late, you don't.
So did you end up? I saw that the mayor of Clayton actually reached out to you and wanted to sit down. Did you guys ever make that happen?
We did not, but it's still on the books. Mike Stevens, he was at the town hall. I don't know if you caught this on MSNBC at 10 o'clock last night, but he was actually in the audience.
Really?
He didn't get to be on camera, but hey, that's there's only so much time. You got an hour, and you know what, you can call the mayor, you can email the mayor anytime. But to hear from ordinary citizens, you rarely get that chance. So I'm sure that's his viewpoint. But no, we are definitely going to make that happen.
Well, this is let me help assist that call out to the mayor of Clayton, Ohio. What's his name again, Mike?
Mike Stevens.
Mike Stevens. Again, this is a call out to you. Please, if you want to have one of the best food tasting experiences and learn a bunch of information about food that you didn't even know existed, go sit down and have lunch with Gerard.
In all fairness, though, for people outside of the Dayton area, we did have 15 or 16 tornadoes touch down on Memorial Day. So he is kind of busy taking care of that. So, put my lunch date on the back burner, take care of those folks first, and, we'll always be here for lunch.
That kind of actually brings up a good point of something I was reading this morning about taking care of folks. And it sounds like he's doing a good job reaching out to the individuals in the town, which amongst previous leaders of that town, I found that to be very refreshing to hear. But this morning, I actually saw something about, and you can take this away if you want, I saw something about Elon Musk deleting his Twitter, and it had to do with something, and I don't know if it's my theory or everyone's, but something I read that assisted in this decision is that I think it's because he is famously known for posting work of others without crediting them or giving them any kind of credit. And then when people call them out, yesterday he posted a piece of fan art, and I forget, he just put like IW or something below it, and they called him out and said, tag the artist. And he said, no, all art is free, it belongs to no one. And then this huge thing erupted, and I believe personally that might be why he deleted his Twitter account. I didn't know if you had any opinion on crediting, being someone who you're a curator of content on a level that's not human. You put out more tweets a day than I've ever put out in a year. How do you feel about crediting people with original content, and people that put their time and soul into something, and then have someone go and get likes and shares or whatever off of it and not credit them?
Well, thank you, Michael, for pointing out my private shame of overposting on social media everywhere.
Hey, but in-depth thoughts, I enjoy reading them. It's not like you're just pushing out garbage.
My personal opinion on crediting artists is always do it. It's amazing, giving credit to creators is free. It really is, and it takes nothing away from you. And in fact, giving credit to people who do creative, if you're going to post something, give them the correct attribution. It's free to you, and it provides exponential value to the artist or the person who created something. So always share credit. Please do that. Don't ever claim something that you didn't create your own. And I know with the internet, it's hard to try to find who the original creator of this cartoon is or this written piece, because you can get the artist or the creator can be separated from the art 15, 20 times in the span of a second. But if you don't know who created the art, don't share it until you're confident you have the correct attribution.
Absolutely.
Giving credit is free to you. Like I say, it provides exponential value to the artist.
Absolutely.
Always do it. Be generous. Always be generous.
And that's kind of something that hit me the wrong way too, is I feel like if we were in his position with that kind of a following, we would be almost elated and happy to be like, please, yes, I want to do a personal interview with you. I want to show everybody what I'm about to share and who made it. To me, that mindset, it kind of goes back to, not everyone has the same size heart you do, but it kind of just bums me out a little bit that these people have power and they just kind of just let it get flooded like that. The NHL.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go on.
It's just the NHL, I saw it personally, did it 2 days ago. The St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup last week. Congratulations to them, setting history. But an artist took a lot of time to recreate every single goal in like in a Sega Genesis kind of way. And the NHL posted it, didn't give them any credit, and it's just, in the comments, you just see everyone go, wow, the NHL digital team is unreal, the NHL digital team is crushing it. It's like, well, no, some guy in his basement for 40 hours this last week did this.
Right.
It's just disheartening.
Yeah. And there again, as a creator of content, and you know this as well, is it takes a lot of time and skill that you've accumulated. Like for me, it's a lot of skill in art and things I write and just even managing some of the Twitter accounts that I do and curating those audiences. This is the culmination of that 10,000 hour rule. You put in 10,000 hours worth of work to start getting good at what you do. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of energy to create content, but it takes a millisecond to share something. It looks like it doesn't take any effort at all, which you and I both know is just simply not correct. This is not true. Even pulling this podcast together, how many hours did you spend, pulling this together, and how many hours have you spent, with audio and video and those types of things prior to being able to do this? So that is the investment. We all stand on the shoulders of giants. None of us, absolutely none of us created anything on our own. And Elon Musk might argue with me on this, and I really don't care. He's dead damn wrong. That we all stand on giants. Even Elon Musk stands on the shoulders of giants. We stand on the shoulders of those who came before us to create this wonderful technology to be able to do this types of things. We like retail giants like Sam Walton, creating Walmart. He was not able to do that without somebody creating the interstate freeway system, period. You can build the best product in the world, but if people before you didn't create the infrastructure for you to distribute it, nobody will see it. So anybody who says I'm a self-made man or I did this on my own and all that blah, 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 blah is just full of crap because, again, we stand on the shoulders of giants.
I think, and it's kind of funny, I have it right here next to me, and you can't see on camera, but I'm holding up Monkey with a Loaded Typewriter. That was, what, 9 years and 900 essays or something?
That was about 9 years of blogging. And if you take a look at Dog Walk Blog and you go back to, say, I think 2005, the essays were terrible. But it took 9 years to hone a voice. And it's amazing because there were over 900 essays, and I culled about 150 of them, to say, okay, we need to include these in the book. And then I had a fantastic editor. Her name is Saxon Henry, and she's a writer in her own right. She's incredibly talented. I suggest you look her up. If she's on Medium, so if you just Google onto medium.com and search Saxon Henry, you'll see the wonderful essays that she puts together. She's an amazing writer, and she was able to take 150 of these things, edit those down to about 65 of the most pertinent, and then reorder them so that it told a narrative in three distinct parts. So there again, I may have written this stuff. It took 9 years to write all these things together, 900 essays. But she's the one who really encouraged me to pull these things together. And without her, this book never would have been out there. So again, I don't know if she finds me calling her a giant a compliment, but I stood on her shoulders to make this book happen.
No, that's Saxon Henry, like Saxon, and then Henry, yes. Henry.
Henry. As in Henry. The Henry VIII I am. Henry VIII I am. Oh, come on, you know the words.
I know some of these words thanks to our Christmas caroling and top hat wearing.
Well, there again, I am the, what am I? I'm your cultural Sherpa.
So if you're in the Englewood, Ohio area, and if you're a fan, you to our listeners, if you were ever, and that's how Gerard and I know each other, is hometown friends. Been a good friend of lifelong friends since I was 13 and a mentor to me since then. But now it's more so a friend since you don't really have much mentoring to push out. I'm just kidding. But if you're in Englewood, Ohio at JD's Custard Shop, you see a man and around Christmas time with a giant trench coat and a beautiful J. Peterman top hat with some kind of holly or a little bow or something in it, depending on what season it is. That would be Gerard McLean adding some festivities to our beautiful city. And actually, the last 2 years now, it actually started, 2017 Christmas?
I think so, yeah, Christmas.
2017 Christmas. You and your daughter, Melissa, I was just a media guy, but they went off and started the first ever Englewood Christmas caroling on the corner where they put the gigantic, beautiful Christmas tree on the corner of National Road 40 and Main Street 48. So you might see this the last 2 years. Last year I joined for the first time, and we actually had a nice little group. So this next year, December 2019, guys, if you want to keep a lookout for that, you're welcome to join. I hope I can make it. I don't know where I'll be in the world, but I guarantee Gerard will be out there, top hat and trench coat with his books of music. So that is something to look forward to.
All right. Well, our little troop is growing. I think Molly was out there.
We had Molly Hulliman and husband Vince Hulliman came out and joined us and actually assisted you with some good vocal cords while I sat there and butchered the whole thing.
I mean, the harmonies were fantastic. I mean, I had tears.
Yeah, I'm sure a couple people have.
I mean, tears of pain, but still.
Yeah, right.
Tears nonetheless.
I really appreciate you talking with me. You're one of the original creators of content, I believe, of our time, and somebody who's really pushed forward the initiative of real-time responses. Sorry, I got to mute a microphone here.
Sure.
But you really taught me the essence of what real-time means, not only for sporting lists or for sports, but for web and for the world as a whole. So I'm really glad that you were able to come on and talk to me about not only content, but also the byline that was just kind of funny seeing that this morning. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I know that you have a very busy day, especially setting up lunches with our mayor and all of that. So I want to kind of
do what I can.
I do want to keep a small bit of a template to this podcast that is starting. And by the way, I totally forgot to do this in the beginning. The reason that this podcast is existing is the now over never. It's just, I've been thinking about doing this for a few years now, and I've just been putting off every reason to be perfect, putting off every reason not to do it, time, excuses, whatever. I wanted to thank you, Gerard, personally, and a couple other unmentioned friends right now that I will get to in future podcasts, Callum being one of them. But thank you for pushing me towards starting this, and it's now or never. Just do it. If you have something you want to do, you just got to start it. You have to go do the first thing. It's not going to be perfect, and keep molding it for there. So with that being said, Gerard, sorry?
No, I'm sorry. I was saying basically, execution is everything. Ideas are a dime a dozen, but it's the people who just do it. Just get out there and do it. That really make the difference. So nobody's going to benefit from anything you keep in your head. Thank you.
You kind of saw where I was going to go with the question with that.
Did not mean to step on your line, Michael.
No,
I do apologize for that.
You're cool, man. You read my mind. That's what I want these conversations to be how they naturally are. And when you and I talk, that's how it is. We have a thought that goes on. So the template I do want to keep, though, is I have two questions for you. Well, three, actually. One simple and two have thought. The first one is,
oh, good Lord.
Any essence of the future, of any timeline, do you have a prediction that you want to set forward for the future?
Oh, God. The only prediction I have for the future is twofold. One, I will pay taxes on April 15th next year, and at some point at the end of my life, I will be dead. So those are the only two predictions I am absolutely certain of. Everything else, man, that would just, I have no predictions. I don't know where this is going. I mean, if you'd have told me, if you'd have told me 10 years ago, 5 years, 3 years, not yesterday, last week, that I would be on a podcast with you, I would not have been able to predict that. Yeah. So I think, taxes and death, of course, but just be open to possibilities, because the future that you predict for yourself may not be the one that actually unfolds. So always be open to possibilities. Does that help? Does that make any sense at all?
No, that's fantastic. It makes a lot of sense. Just be open to new possibilities. Be open to new opportunities, even if it's not one you thought of yet. And then the last thing, and I think I know the answer to it, but if you were going to suggest a book that everyone reads, something that's hit you rather hard, or something that's even recently gotten to you, what book would you suggest to our listeners?
I suggest The Awakening by Kate Chopin to everybody I meet. I also, Joseph Conrad, The Secret Sharer. It's a short book, but it's a definite read. So Kate Chopin, The Awakening, and Joseph Conrad, The Secret Sharer. Read those two books. They're short. They're easy to digest, and then hopefully that'll hook you into the love of literature and I tend to be more of a Hawthorne fan and gravitate toward the classics, but those really are timeless books, and read them at different points in your life, because the book you read in high school, say if you read The Awakening in high school, it's not going to be the same book you read when you're 25, when 35, and 45, and 55, and 65. It's not going to be the same book, but it'll be the same text, but the meaning will sink deeper and deeper, into your head. So those two books I always recommend to people: Joseph Conrad, Secret Sharer; Kate Chopin, The Awakening.
Thank you. And it's not just because you are the guest today. This is the one I recommend to everyone, especially because I know that the attention span of people are like gnats anymore. But the one I recommend...
I was drifting off, Michael. I'm kidding. I wasn't drifting off.
I'd like to recommend A Face for Radio and a Voice for Twitter by our guest today, Gerard McLean.
Oh, good Lord.
You have a craft of storytelling that I enjoy, and it's not just because you're the host today, or the guest today, but it's because this this is something I read on a flight to Portland from Cleveland, and man, I read it twice on that flight. You guys can see here in the video, if you're looking at it, just the amount of notes that I have. Oh, that's an autograph in the front, but the amount of notes from this, man, this was a beautiful read. So that's my suggestion to everybody. Last but not least, Gerard, other than thanking you for your time, how do people find you? How do they follow you?
They can find me at Gerard McLean everywhere on the internet, on Instagram, Medium, Amazon, Twitter, Facebook, just because absolutely nobody on the entire planet wanted to be me. I am the only Gerard McLean out there, and I don't understand it, but hey.
Hey, that's the way it is.
Gerard McLean everywhere.
Everywhere, all right. Well, guys, this is the first ever episode of Now Over Never podcast. It's June 18th, 2019. Again, our guest, a very special one to me, and I hope to you, is Gerard McLean. Gerard, I really sincerely appreciate not only what you have given me for outlets in this life for creative work and the skill sets you taught me, but I really appreciate your time and just your words of wisdom today. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me, Michael. I enjoyed this chat.
Yeah, this was fun. I definitely promise you this is not going to be the last time I ask you to be on here. So
okay. I'll have better answers next time.
But, sir, I wish you a farewell for the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Everybody else, peace, love, unity, respect. Just don't be an asshole to each other. So with that being said, Gerard, have a great day. Everyone else, take care of yourselves.